Alright, today we're going to talk about how you have to have core beliefs. It makes your life, socializing, so much easier. A little disclaimer first, I am what they would call an eccentric person, so I'm not claiming this is how to be normal, but people do tend to like me, so I don't know, take it with a grain of salt. It's what I have found that worked for me, and etc., blah blah blah. Hey, so I'm editing this and well, I just need to warn you. I'm sorry for the editing, basically. Alright, the biggest mistake that I used to make when I was trying to talk to people is that every time they gave an opinion, I just tried to agree with them. I was a yes man. Yeah, totally agree, even if it was something completely out of the scope of anything that I believed in. And that would come back to bite me so often. You don't feel heard. Other people can tell something is off, and you just end up, well, isolated. You just end up feeling alone. So, how do we change this mindset? First and foremost, you have to be open minded, at least a little bit. Not as in, oh, I have to take this belief and integrate it into my own set of beliefs. It's just not everyone's going to think the same. So you need to be able to deal with that, because if you can't deal with that, then socializing is going to be a tough task for you. So just keep it in mind to open your mind. You are always going to have to deal with someone you don't like. That is usually, you can't really choose that. You just have to deal with them either on work or school or modes of transportation. You can't like everyone. Everyone can't like you. Sometimes I understand that it feels impossible, but you really should well, it's free to try. That's what I'm trying to say. You can try. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, less great. But alright, now that that's out of the way, here's the second thing. Here is when the core beliefs become important. You just have to stick to your guns. I think that's the saying. Just, you have things you believe in. So just keep those things you believe in mind, and know how to defend those point of views. That doesn't necessarily mean dying on that hill. That's not what I'm saying. Do not die on that hill. Always be open to changing your mind, to new ideas. The world isn't set in stone. Everything changes. And when I mean everything changes, I mean everything changes. And have those core beliefs. I got was really embarrassing this one time. I don't know if it was really embarrassing this one time where I just said something so out of whack because I thought that's what they wanted to hear. They did not want to hear that. They looked at me and they were completely right, completely valid. They were like, that was too far. And I was like, you. Okay, the third thing is it's okay to disagree. It's okay to disagree out loud and tell the person, hey, I really don't agree with you. We have extremely different points of views, and this is going to be a taxing conversation. How about we change the subject? Not necessarily like that, but you get the idea. And that's how to shut the conversation. You can either engage in debate or just shut the conversation. And that option is free. It's not just because you started a debate, you have to finish it. Oh, you started a debate, you realize that person it's not really fun for them to debate, they're getting really frustrated, or you're getting really frustrated, just stop. It's not worth it. And I promise you, well, if you're like, oh, debating is really tough and people hate it because they just think I'm being mean, there are ways to debate in a chill manner, like in a chill way. And most people, at least the people that I am from Brazil. I do live in Brazil. So I'm not the best reference for this. Just try to find common ground. That usually works for most conversations, most people. Everyone is different, so again, take this with a grain of salt. But I was incredibly, not shy, but reserved. I didn't talk to anyone, and now I just say things, whatever comes to mind. It's not ideal, but people like me more now. And I like people and things more now. So talk to people while having core beliefs. Hopefully I made sense. Bye bye.